Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to... What?
Hey, it's actually me, and today we've got a treat for you. I've gone into one of the best minds in Football Manager, and we've issued a challenge. Fox and I have decided to appear on each other's channels trying to come up with the craziest hidden pieces of the game that we can possibly find. So each of us are going to reveal 3 in this video, and then 3 apiece on his channel, which of course you can also find down in the description next to my Twitch. Did I mention I stream on Twitch? Are you laughing at me?
I gotta get it in there. You gotta get it in there.
Oh, you have to. Fox streams on Twitch too. I'm sure that'll be down in the description. So you will be the judge in the comments who had the better hidden tips, tricks, any other buzzword there?
Unused. I think more unused, probably, aren't they? Surely unused. I feel like I've gone for unused. Maybe unused isn't the word.
Unused, sure. Okay, so but whoever you decide is the winner, you should probably click the subscribe button and the like button and the notification bell. And yes, Fox is convinced that he's got me, but we'll see. I think I've come up with a few. I come up with a few good ones, but the road team goes first, right? The road team flips the coin, whatever.
All right, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Being away from home, I've gone for the big 3. I've gone hard hitting away from home and then try and defend the lead at home. So we're gonna go with the first one. Everyone's absolute nightmare this year, especially when it comes to being in the UK and Brexit. We're gonna go for a filter, and in the filters it says work permit, and if it's needed, obviously you can have this loaded in your view and you can go through to other teams. And then it says, and this is the big one, the work permit chance. You can find out in a short snippet just looking at their team if that player's chance of a work permit is high or not. I know you get the red bar when you go through your initial talks with the player, but there's an extra one there just to give you that little bit of a notification if it's most likely they're going to get one, or if it's you're just wasting your time. There you go. That's my first one. Straight out the back. Straight out there. Straight out.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, up until about a month ago, I didn't know that was in the game. So I'll give you huge marks for that. But I am also going to give you -1 point because Work the Space did kind of ruin it because he tweeted about it.
I know. I had a video lined up and I thought I couldn't do it after that.
Still make it because I did not know that existed until Work the Space tweeted about it.
It's huge. It's huge.
That's a solid throwdown. It's a solid throwdown. I'm going to counter you with something that is going to save people a lot of time. And for that, we have to go into the tactics section. The tactics section. Up there in the top right, you're going to see something called Quick Pick. And this is something that either you use all the time or you literally have never looked at in your entire life. But what Football Manager has managed to add to this for this year is the cool tip that I'm going to add right now. If you click that little drop down window, you can actually, without having to exert the effort of rotating your squad, pick different versions of a squad rotation, from a completely full rotation where your entire team is backups to a slight rotation where it just rotates out the most tired people in your starting team. And then obviously, like, there's a third rotation option in the middle. If you're playing a cup match, you can even pick youth prospects to fill out your team, and you can pick without restrictions and all the way up to the best 11 according to whoever you have appraising your team in staff responsibilities. So you now have been relieved of all the burden, Fox and everybody else that's watching this video, of having to actually go through and pick your team, because the game can now do it for you, or rotate your team, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good, very good one.
Yes.
I use it regularly, so I know it's good. I use it regularly, especially for the friendlies when I can't be asked to pick the team. I just do full rotation. Very good one. Right, we're going to come back. We're going to fire straight back. Straight where it hurts. And I think we're going to go for somewhere this year that I have done a lot of talking about, which is training, and something which blew my mind when I worked it out and was then confirmed that it is a thing. So if you do play like me on your tactics, where you have tactical familiarity for the individual player on show, sometimes it's not full and it's really annoying. And the one that normally doesn't make it full, as I'm showing right now on my side, is the awkward position, role and duty. If you do go into the player and into his training and development, and then put his role, which is I'm hovering over now, as the role he is playing in the game in your tactic, he will gain familiarity of it. No role familiarity doesn't exist, but he will understand that more from a tactical aspect, which means he becomes more efficient with his attributes, etc. in your team.
I've got to be honest. I'm jealous of your training knowledge, Fox. I am.
I've put more time in that than anything else. It's not going to help me in the showdown. I'll still get handed over there, but at least I know how to do my training.
What if you had to name? We obviously have a lot of history in the showdown too. What is the single largest reason that you have this remarkably bad record in the showdown, despite the fact that I know you understand the game really well?
I think I tweeted it today, actually. I play on the edge and go it's either glory or burning in flames. It's just happened that all 3 times it's burnt in flames. But we go down proudly. We like a sinking ship at the top. We're there saluting as we go down. What you got? What you got for me? What you got?
It's actually, I'm gonna shift it around, throw a counter punch on the training, which means something that you are probably aware of, but I don't think a lot of other people are, and something that again could save you time, because I may or may not have been putting together a video about saving people time and then just used a lot of those tips for this competition. Whatever works, it works. Go to training and then go over to rest. And I get plenty of messages, people complaining about injuries and people complaining about, I don't want to handle the type of training, or I don't want to deal with the type of intensive training that someone like Fox informs you how to do. Check out that video, by the way. It is actually very good. At the top of this rest section, you can set team-wide emphasis on how to rest players throughout the course of a season. So if you are going into the January stretch in the Premier League, you would come into the rest section in training, drop it down to no pitch or gym work for the lowest 2. And if you see somebody that's a little more fatigued, you can drop them down to half intensity on all of their training until they get themselves back up to an area that you think they can resume normal intensity. Or in the preseason, you can flip this the other way and train them harder, no matter what fitness level they are at. But it's a nice way, instead of, if you're like me and you have 45 people on your team all the time and you don't want to manage that individually, you can make broad sweeping generalizations about when to rest players to recover and survive a long stretch, or when to help players develop more because you don't have a match. Yes!
Spot on. Very, very, very good.
This is a close one. It feels close right now.
I like it. Weirdly, actually, yours there does feed into my final one really, really, really well.
We did not plan that.
We did not plan that. No, we're gonna go for the final round punch, hopefully. But then you've got that one counter still to come, so I am kind of nervous that you're keeping your best till last. However, I believe I have kept my best till last here, and we're gonna go into a player. And then we're going to go into their training again, back to the page we were just at, and we're going to look at additional focus. Now, this absolutely blew my mind this year because I had no clue it was in the game. You know when you've had an injury, a red injury, and they're recovering back from their injury? You've got this little orange injury that pops up, and you actually have injury rehab. And I know you know this because you've mentioned this before in a video. I know you've mentioned this because in my research of doing training, I popped across a few of your videos, a few of other people's videos, and you were, and I'll give you credit here, the only person that I knew about it. And it is unbelievably good for bringing back things like quickness, agility, and balance, strength, endurance, or just general rehab. Basically, give them a Kickstarter. And it's so underused, and I was surprised that you didn't ram it home as much as you did when you found it, because it's unbelievably handy.
I'm writing it into my video schedule right now, actually.
Kudos to you for one, but I know that that's a massive, massive, massive tip that so many people don't know about.
No, it's huge. The only reason I knew about it is because my friend told me. He was like, have you ever done rehab? And I was like, excuse me? I definitely, now that I think about it, should have hammered it home more, because I know even when I had the one conversation about it with my friend that was like, yeah, when it's orange, you can do rehab. It's just like, it recovers like all the physical attributes that you lose from a long injury or a muscle injury. They just come back, and it's the best training in the game, I think.
Oh yeah, you can definitely let's say someone, for argument's sake, loses 2 points per whatever attribute it is that you want to work on. You can not get back the full 2, but you can at least recover a good 40-50%, which is huge. So yeah, massive one. So kudos to you for finding it, and definitely we didn't want to deny you of your glory on that one, because it is a very good one.
Well, you're the one that's actually making people aware of it. I'm just happy that most of the things you've mentioned I actually knew, because I think the greatest worry is there's always some huge part of the game you're like, I have no idea what he's talking about right now. Okay, the piece de resistance. Let's see. I gotta give it a stretch for a second. Let's see if we can take this home and pick up a dub. We go to transfers for our final piece of this video. And in transfers, there is a tool that is going to help you scout when you just need immediate options to sign people. Because, yeah, when you set up a scouting network, especially the way I do, you're scouting regions, you're scouting for hot prospects usually. That takes time, months, maybe even a year before you start getting meaningful results back. What if you need somebody now to fill out the first team? Go to transfers and then go over to general manager or director of football, depending on where you bought the game. That's where it'll be. And if you go to the bottom of that section, there's something called suggest transfers, and this is just like so cool. You can get transfer, loan, end of contract, or free transfer suggestions at any position at any time from the general manager. All you have to do is just select it properly. You can even pick out a specific role. So let's say we want a winger on the right who's available in an end of contract, and then we click that, we immediately get 3 suggestions, or we just did on my screen, which Fox can't see. So Fox has to wait to the video too. Nice. But you can get immediate suggestions of all kinds. You can do it multiple times in the same day, which is nuts. Like, we're going to do it again right now. Complete forward, striker, no players found. Well, I guess I just disproved myself. But maybe we're just not good enough to have complete forwards. Yeah, that was the problem, because we're in the 3rd Portuguese division. That makes sense. We're not good enough to have a complete forward, like, be able to bring that person in feasibly. But we put in advanced forward, and boom, 3 more people come up. So super awesome tool for building your team. Like deadline day savior right here.
Yeah, and also if you don't have someone that fills that role, your chairman does it for you, who seems to have unreal football knowledge. But there we go. I've been doing it in my save.
Good
my
for the
Stenhouse
chairman.
Mule, my Stenhouse Mule in Scotland, we have no director of football, nothing like that. But a chairman knows absolute wonders around the world who are free agents. So fair play to him.
Absolutely mad respect, by the way, because I feel like we are the 2 people that just fully embrace playing in ridiculously obscure, low leagues, places. We had a conversation before we got on. We were talking about like, I just don't really know how the top players are in FM because we never play with them.
Portugal's my favourite league. So once you get into that top end, you'll love it. It's the best league in the game.
The 3rd league was a whole lot of not fun. The number of teams in that, the 24 teams, 2 promotion spots, and that's it. It's like the Vanarama National all over again, funneling us out. But we haven't told each other what our tips are. We're not acting.
No. I thought we might have something similar, especially as I had the Rehab one in, which I know was one of the things that you were first to mention. I thought I'll use it on the away turf, get it in his own ground, and then we'll bring it back home, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we're headed back home next. We filmed this one first, so I don't know about you guys. I think I won. I'll see you on Fox's channel.